Hello and welcome to Debunk Kenya, a channel where we bust myths and expose facts. Young, Famous and African is an African reality television series created and hosted by Netflix. The show follows a group of African entertainers and A-listers as they go about life. Young, Famous and African is an example of a modern-day absolutely horrible concept for a reality show, and we are dissecting the reason the show is a bad television show despite it hosting the various big names in showbiz. A lot of aspects why the show is non-exemplary revolve around the concept of the shows and the actions of the various stars involved in it. Number 1, the show is all about the good life. When the show aired, everyone was shocked that the show is all about the good life that the stars have. It's all about parties and having a good time. It gives a false insight into African stardom that baffles anyone watching. The stars lavish one another from one meet-up to the next, yet their meeting reasons seem so trivial. The mansions and hotels used in this series are all lavish and beyond the reach of not just the average person but the better population of the continent. These are things that exist to serve a few elite people on a few occasions, yet the show seemed to insinuate that this is the life of an African star on a daily basis. If one looks closely, the lifestyle the stars and celebrities portray on this show is nothing short of extravagant, impractical, and terribly misleading to the African youth. The show seems to show that normal life is boring and stardom is filled with abundance, wealth, and happiness. Number 2. The show is devoid of moral and values as per the African standards. The show, unlike anything before it, seems to be one full of liberal thinking and one that encourages the parting of traditional morals and values from individuals. For example, Bonang, a lady in the show, seems to encourage Fantana to be sexually loose and admits in the scenes to having slept with Africa's biggest stars as if this was some sort of achievement and accolade to be worn with pride. This kind of behavior goes against the traditional values of Africans who are more conservative and don't ascribe to sexually liberal tendencies. Diamond Platnumz, who also stars in the show, comes off a playboy who has no regard for relationships. The man sits with Zari, who is his baby mama, but will flirt with another star called Nadia. Then in the next season will jump to Fantana, and all this switching is happening with him having a girlfriend back in Tanzania and has 3 non-baby mamas. This show in this aspect is only showing that stardom comes with permission to promiscuity. Number 4. No one knows what some of these people actually do for a living to make money. Most times, socialites are known for being socialites but nothing else. Most of them display a good life and lavish things to the public can never really account for the ways and means that enable them acquire these lavish things. Female socialites mostly are known to claim that they own business of various kinds, but on closer inspection you realize that it's all a lie, and even when they do own a business or two, their tax returns reflect nothing close to the incomes their lifestyle reflect. These socialites only exist to look beautiful and do nothing at all except rely upon rich businessmen, money launderers, and thirsty politicians to fund their lifestyles. They may have a small thing going on here and there, but nobody can attest to any reasonable businesses the ladies do. It's all smoke and mirrors. Africans, like everyone else, believe in working hard for your money and being accountable for what you do, but these ladies are a little silent on accountability of their so-called wealth. Number 4. The show has no educational value or talent or innovation or anything that can add value to the African youth. Young, Famous and African is a very unnecessary show if wisdom is brought into the equation. The show does not teach anything, it does not add any value to anyone watching it. Socially it's a degradation of morals, worse still it's intellectually devoid of any substance and just serves to just display opulence. There is nothing more off-putting than a show that is literally offering nothing new but a copy-pasted concept from the Western world. Africa as a continent is still struggling with major issues like poor public infrastructure, huge economic inequality gap, and bad politics, to mention but a few. The continent needs more doctors and teachers rather than empty buzzing socialites. We need more engineers, innovators, and inventors like China has. Number 5. The show seems to be pushing a hidden liberal Western agenda under wraps. One of the characters of the show goes by the name Swanky. Swanky is actually called Jeremiah Ogbodo and is a Nigerian stylist that has a tendency of cross-dressing and overdoing it in the name of flamboyance. One cannot help but notice this queer character and only imagine why he was chosen to be part of the cast. Swanky has never come out to say that he is gay, but only a fool would wait for this man to speak because his actions already speak it all. The Swanky inclusion in the cast seems to align with the Western agenda of promoting and sustaining the LGBTQIA+ agenda in Africa, even though the continent dejects this agenda time and again. If it was truly about inclusion, why didn't they opt for a celebrity with a disability? Netflix seems to want to promote homosexuality through the notion of inclusivity in this show. In conclusion, the show is nothing great as it seemed to portray itself. It only exists to show how the celebrities are living a good life and having quality time, but we also know that this is only on set. Away from the screen, these people are not living to the portrayed standards daily. The show is also a tool that seeks to purport that splashing money is the way of life that one should aspire to, and the poor in the society are not so much of a people to give a damn about. People that matter are those who can afford the lifestyle. It has no substantive initiatives that can even uplift a few individuals in the society. For more great content, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This is Debunk Kenya, and thanks for watching.